timings are so key. Being able to shut down some of the Sky util and Initiator util and some of the execs that you could do, as well as finding the Cypher, obviously going to be incredibly important against Falcons comp, who they aren't playing the Viper. There is the Cypher getting scanned by the knife. That's totally fine. The rest of them have dodged that perfectly. So GIANTX are going to read this as the Cypher lurking outside A, and that's why they've rotated heavily into this mid trap, and they're just leaving Ness jump spotting from screens. But with this caged across, that's going to deny the info. Here comes the rotate. I think it's going to be a flash through this Viper wall, and that's a really nice dog timing there.
Yeah, absolutely. That gathers so much information for them, as now they are looking to create some space in the tower here as Miyori manages to find first blood. Sarah will go down here. madv already taking a fair amount of damage, but Miyori is still playing around that toxic screen here, as all the action seems to be going down on that A side. So far still good as Falcons try to make their way around here. Sandra picks up 2 beautifully here with the ghost.
30 seconds left.
Setting up her shop now around that B side. 30 seconds left on the clock. Plant will has to go through, as well as Joliinaa gets shut down. Now Ness, last one standing. We've been here before. Will just probably try to take a few frags. She might actually catch Lush in the back here. Or be caught in the back, and she's good for a 1. madv down, but Lush, as I said, will shut Ness down as Falcons win this first pistol round.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a sigh of relief from them. Obviously, pretty damn rough map to start off this lower bracket final. Going down 6-13, but winning the attack side pistol on split, it's going to be a bit of a nerve settler for them. It seems like they're already quite switched on to what GIANTX wants to be doing. Really nice dodge of the knife, giving them false info and creating the timing to be able to go up ropes. And great pivot in the mid-round. In through ropes towards that B side after pulling the rotations towards A. Once you control the middle of the map, or you're able to see enough players, that's one of the best things you can do in the mid-round on split. Now the anti-eco here, madv. Great shot to start things off. Going to take Miyori out of the equation, and with that B main control taken there, you are going to see the orbs exchanged. madv gets one over on this B side of the map, and over on the A side of the map, an orb given to Smurfette. Straight through with the dog, empty sight, so it's going to be a post plant for GIANTX, and really the only question at this point is how much damage can GIANTX do here. Extra alt orbs farmed, extra guns taken away from Falcons, of course, Joy.
That they have indeed. Now we're looking at tower, and that's where GIANTX want to try and make their entry. Smurfette, the first one to come in here. A lot of damage gets traded here, but the gun disadvantage just seems to be a bit too big as Falcons come out swinging. Sarah, the only one left alive. And that will, yeah, just be a clean clean new round given over to Falcons Vega, as GIANTX still holding on here through this eco round.
Yeah, really nice round from them. Undoubtedly, great, clean anti-eco. Not a single gun lost. Sarah going down to the spike, of course, to get money next round. So Falcons, I'm keen to see, Joy, what they're going to be doing in this next round. You know, obviously, they're holding on to Spectres, things like that. Double Bulldog and a Ghost for Toki. I'd be interested to see if she might upgrade. But overall, you know, on these kind of bonus rounds, would love to see some kind of faster strat, see them kind of look for a quick timing. Worth mentioning that a team like GIANTX not running a Cypher on this map, you can get away sometimes with some of these faster A timings if you're not getting hit by the KO dagger, or potentially force your way onto B versus the Astra if you catch a nice timing to do so. But actually Falcons, it's going to be a shove straight up into ropes. Smurfette diving through behind the Viper Orb. That's craziness, but able to actually pick up Toki there.
Yeah, and that she was. I mean, what an entry as well. Coming out of Toki with that double satchel. Will get shut down immediately. Eva trying to gather some information here. Not quite sure where to put her resources, as she is going to get completely sandwiched here. She doesn't move, but the dog comes out. She finds a little bit of info with it.
Pulling them in.
Gravity well being used. Miyori though connecting the first kill here. Good for another one. They will try to lock them down, and they will do that indeed. Spike has been dropped on that B side. Eva the only one left alive, and she will also be taken down. Flawless round here coming out from GIANTX.
Yeah, good stuff. Smurfette almost getting spammed through the orb at the start there, but getting this opening pick is massive, clearing out the Raze out of vent. And then Falcons dealt with very nicely just by Miyori and Joliinaa playing double backside together in tandem around the pillar, rather. So flawless anti-bonus there for GIANTX. It's going to be a great start to their defense, gets their economy off to a good way. And Miyori quite close to the pit already. One off the breach ult for madv though. It seemed like Falcons once again just leaving the Cypher behind here over on the A side of the map. The flash timing off the back of Ness going to be sending in Joliinaa into B main, but Falcons playing around it quite nicely. I really like that move from GIANTX, trying to deny control of that B main orb. There's the camera dealt with over on the A side of the map there, Joy, and things will continue to slow down here. Let's see what Falcons is going to do next as they're rotating their Cypher off of A and potentially looking for some mid control here.
Yeah, that they are indeed, but Miyori has been very, very good last round, holding down that angle. Ooh, Toki will check that corner though and will take her out before she gets a chance to strike. But now, being forced back here, once again, it looks like Falcons Vega are going to start making their move once again towards that B side. Just Joliinaa on the Astra to hold it down for now.
I need a stop.
Hawk gets committed. Their gravity well though, trying to deny the entry. The cage gets triggered. Toki will swing out, try to find Joliinaa, but Joliinaa still dancing around. 4 life here as we do see the drop down from the rafters, but will not be going anywhere as Eva will immediately shut them down. Sarah still up as well. Smurfette trying to come in here through the alley, but not quite.
Time to save.
Yeah.
Time to save, Joy. I mean, that was way too sharp from Eva. 2 quick headshots on the B site. Completely denying any chances of GIANTX going for a retake here. And their money's still pretty good, so just going to continue to see what they can do next round. That's a great round for Falcons, though. You had pressure on the A side of the map from the Cypher. They avoided that flash timing from Ness, and obviously it's something that you have to be ready for, particularly against the Astra. You can see a lot of stars placed on default in B main. It looks like, you know, it's just going to be a smoke timing, and you get all kinds of cheeky things you can do. You know, you can hit the consume and the double peek, or have multiple players inside of the smoke. You can obviously just rip the nebula there, and then you get either the KO flash or the sky flash popping through it, and multiple players trying to spill out and fight B main at the same time. You can even pair that with a raise nade. Like, there's a lot of cheeky little B main set plays that you can do. And you can see how heavily Falcons was playing around that. They had madv right at the back playing anti-flash. They had Luge, I think it was, TP across and hide behind the double stack. So really nice protocols from Falcons. And it seems like now that they got the breach shot here, Joy, might be a quick one towards A. How is Ness's knife timing here?
Well, we are about to see. Camera does get placed, but doesn't give Sandra so much information for now. Falcons are not too fussed though. Waiting out any sort of noise that they might be hearing here. Coming from the side of GIANTX, they want to hold on to this advantage, as we do see. Cage is being thrown out here by Sandra. Now Falcons Vega start to move forward.
Yeah, it's just an open site here. Knife timing, going to be scanning how many players are coming in. Is it going to be a flood from GIANTX out heaven here, Joy?
I think it might just be, as Ness is good for 2 here. Miyori still in the corner. Everybody holding down great angles here on the side of GIANTX. Making it incredibly harder for Falcons to try and find anything, as madv playing around that smoke will pick up 1 Lush for another here. Spike still in hand though. It's madv slowly creeping towards that A side.
Last player standing.
Taking a good one. Joliinaa here completely caught off guard, and now it's just Ness once again.
30 seconds
And the call
left.
is to let that one go, but they're making their way towards B. They still have a little bit of time to play with. And if they can just run them on the clock,
Yeah, it's going to
that
be an
does
open
not
plant.
allow Ness to do anything else. Sorry, you go ahead.
That's alright. Open plant. They got double flashes here on madv. Bird, dog, fault line. There is just so much util for Falcons. See where Ness is going to throw her knife. Usually it's used process of elimination to clear backside or thrown over towards B main here, but this is an almost unwinnable round, Joey.
You would pretty much see that, but they've fallen all the way back here. Knife going into garage. The fault line goes out as well. Now that that's been used, the dog will come out. A lot of util already thrown here at it.
Nice knowing you.
Ness incredibly aware though, tries to look for that defuse. Will not be able to get that connected. Beautifully playing with the time here. Falcons Vega will get another round on the board for them.
Yeah, that's a perfectly played post plant, right? The dog in combination with the flash, then the sky flash into the deeper breach flash, the fault line off the first tap, like just using all of their utility to give absolutely no chance to Ness. Minimizing risk with the util and just denying any opportunity of that 1v2 clutch coming in. Gave her almost no aim duels. Timeout now for GIANTX. That last round, massive missed opportunity. It was a great util combo. Believe it was the stun or the grab well in combination with a snake bite and a KO grenade on A main, which denied Falcon entrance into the A site. They ended up going up 5v3 GIANTX, but Falcons end up turning that round around, and I feel like GIANTX, if they just chilled out a little bit after getting that initial advantage, not fought around heaven so much, not tried to force the issue so much, but instead just relied on their util, on the good protocols, on the Viper wall they're continually throwing across this A side of the map. I felt like they gave way too many opportunities and too many duels to Falcons to get back into that round. And I mean, we've all seen Falcons, some of these individuals have got some incredible mechanics, and if you're giving them those opportunities, they're going to be taking full advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, madv having one hell of a start to this map, but I did like what they did here in the last round. As I said, the patience, you know, trying to see what kind of information you can get out of Giant's setup here before you start making your own move.
Yeah.
Right
Here's
there.
the pit for Miyori. See what GIANTX is going to do. It's just a half buy from them. Then one off the Cosmic as well. It could help in a retake scenario later on if we end up in a messy XVX. And actually, Miyori drops down the pit early on. There's a lot invested in this round. I was going to say it is just a half buy, but that's a stinger kind of, and the Sheriff baiting me a little bit. You've got 3 rifles here. This is still very dangerous for Falcons to be navigating. Lost that B main control. You've got a nice little trap in middle with the Sky Flash out of vent and the Rays probably throwing a nade in, and they want to try to crunch mid here. Star's already down.
Star is down. Dog does get committed, so does the Hawk, but Toki will be finding that first blood here. Joliinaa though swings back, finds her and shuts her down. Now it's just, you know, util thrown around, try and gather whatever information they can on the side of Falcons to decide where they want to try and make their next move.
Yeah, Sarah has cleaned out all of A here, but they've still got 2 players committed over there. Falcons in B heaven, trending the Omen back towards the B side of the map and now committing to this execute. Rotations coming in for GIANTX, playing around this pit.
30 seconds left.
Yeah. Alright, Cosmic Divide being placed here by Astra. Plant will go through though. On the other side of that, we do have the fault line though into the alley to try and deny anybody coming in from that. Giants though playing very patiently this time around, taking their time, will probably do them right. As we do see Eva not taking the upper hand here. Sarah good for 2 as a defuse. They want to start it. madv though walks straight into the open and waiting arms of Joliinaa, and that should be it. GIANTX putting another round for themselves on the board.
Yeah, Falcons just too much indecision there. I think the Cosmic going down from Joliinaa put them in a weird situation they're not necessarily used to. They needed a very strong call, a very strong voice about what they wanted to do. They needed to retake the pit, go heaven, or fight in towards spawn side here, and they kind of did neither. They tried to just sit behind the pit and take duels, but that's where GIANTX just showed their beautiful ability to retake. We've seen it a lot so far in this tournament, but perfect protocols just as that Cosmic starts to come down. They swing through, double from backside and 2 fighting from CT, and it's just multiple players on Falcon getting peaked by 2 or 3 players at once. Just really, really nice teamwork from GIANTX to complete that retake and win the half fight.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it was just like, you know, also the start of the round that completely threw Falcons off with that incredibly early Viper's pit, right? They were not quite sure what to do with that, and I think that like kind of caught them running.
Yeah.
Messed with their game plan.
Yeah, combo of both ults. definitely put Falcons in a weird position. Now they turn to the stock standard 1-3-1. Trailblazer going up middle. Toki peeking behind it. Another opening duel for Toki. This time onto Smurfette. It seems like these Razors are just fighting every round. Fisticuffs in middle for the player advantage. This time Falcons going to be able to grab that. Pivoting back towards this A site. Ness has just hit the Cypher, I believe, with the knife. That's not any kind of crazy info. Big rotation coming in from GIANTX here, though. They're kind of stacking towards A on a pretty good timing right now, Joy.
They are indeed. Smoke goes through as Toki will very nicely make an entry on there. Nesto will pick up that first one here through the toxic screen, but Toki waiting in the smoke. In the open arm, swings out at the right time. He picks up 2, and now the showstopper is online. madv though will put the nail in the coffin for Joliinaa. Miyori, the last one standing, and will take the upper hand. Giants with another round.
Yeah, beautiful rotation timing there from GIANTX. Nice Astra smoke in the backside of the site. It's very common on this map at the moment if you're playing something like a Sky backside to put exactly that nebula down. Gives a lot of space to the site anchor to stay alive, and a lot of the time you'll see things like a Sky pop flash through it late into the round in combination with the Heaven Flood, or somebody peek through that smoke in combination with the flash out Heaven. And with the kind of comp that GIANTX is running, this is exactly the kind of traps they need to do to break up these executes and play in the late round. So really, really nicely maneuvered there from GIANTX to be able to make their way out of a round that they started out right from the get-go with a player disadvantage, with Smurfette going down right off the bat. Just a great rotation timing. So now the half buy from Falcons. And GIANTX, after a rough opening start to this map, is split. Get back into things now.
Smurfette actually has a perfect lineup, takes out 2. Joliinaa will finish that for her, and that's such a fantastic opening here for GIANTX.
Yeah, nice rotation into middle. You can see GIANTX were already set up. Off of that mid contact, you had the pretty much just a dry walk up mid from Falcons there. Ran into a multiple player crossfire from GIANTX. Cross from Heaven side and peeking out ropes. Now Luge 1-on-4 with nothing but a Sheriff and armor. Looking mostly for damage. Already has from the shadows online.
Yeah. Oh, Miyori swings out a bit early. Sandra though will shut her down. So now GIANTX, they are coming back. They're biting back.
Aren't going to take one step past this place.
Let's see what we're going to get from Falcons here. Do have the Seekers online. It's going to be attack timeout.
I should probably play some stars.
See from the shadows, a couple of little cheeky set plays you can do with that, or late round rotation timings. Cypher ult definitely going to help if they can get one of these early round picks. I feel like Toki's been great when she's been set up to get an early round pick. madv, one off the breach hold as well, could be great in the post plant or something like that. Deny the retake coming in. As for GIANTX though, these last couple rounds have been going pretty swimmingly, Joy, and I see a lot of big impact ults from them. KO ult as well as the showstopper could be great for facilitating another one of these retakes or running a mid trap, something like that. As I talked about, the B main trap, or even just early sending it at the Cypher who's defaulting A every round is something that you can do. You know, do something cheeky like throw the 0 point out there, get the Cypher to dodge that or get hit by that, and then you just wait a few seconds and send it at them with the showstopper. You either catch the Cypher kind of lurking towards A or a group up for an A exit. So this is why timeouts are kind of a double-edged sword. Not only is Falcons Vega talking about how they can try to break this streak of rounds from GIANTX, but especially with these kind of ults from GIANTX, they have a lot of time to talk about how they want to utilize them in a round like this. And allow their coach to have a bit of input as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just also want to point out the coffee fight is just one off once again, and that just completely threw Falcons off of their game the last time it was used. So yeah, I mean, very impactful ultis coming into play here for GIANTX, but we will see. We will see how they're going to play it, as they're quite spread out amongst the map here now.
Yeah, they're just contesting mid early on. You can see Smurfette playing over towards male side. Ready with the showstopper if Falcons try to force their way up middle here. Not to be the case though. Falcons now joining up with Sandra. Starting to make their way out A on the timing. Only Ness here to contest. And look at this. GIANTX pushing into the Viper Orb and dropping it and peeking together. Flash on through actually clears all of mid, so this is great info for them. Falcons now have to speed up.
Yeah, Hound doesn't find anything else, so Toki will make her entry here.
Trail.
Seeker's getting committed. A lot of things thrown out as Joliinaa actually manages to pick up first blood here onto Toki, and that's definitely a player you want to get rid of as soon as possible.
30 seconds left.
Spike. Very out of position here. You can see the pivot back to B from Falcons. Sandra on this deep line, playing from behind in terms of the numbers, and the showstopper is still there for Smurfette.
Is still there. Sarah actually falling dangerously low. As there we have the showstopper. Now Sandra will pick up one. Showstopper will get absolutely nothing as Lush will shut her down. Sarah is good for one and Miyori for another. 2v2. We will see how this round will get played out though. And it is Eva that will come out swinging and absolutely drag Falcons over the line with a beautiful clutch.
Just randomly sprayed one through a cage in that 1-on-2. That's ridiculous. What a crazy way to end that round. I mean, again, GX, it was a great retake with the showstopper Cosmic. This is what I'm talking about. That was an accident. She just accidented them. Which, look, I would never normally say about someone like Eva, who I've just been watching Dome all tournament long, and obviously is one of the reigning champs of GC EMEA at the end of last year. But that was very fortunate, to say the least.
Fortunate and turned out really well for them, absolutely. But then we do have an operator in play though, which is something that I am keeping my eyes on if it's in the hands of Smurfette.
Yeah, they just left to retake 8. Posted up on that line. Falcons waiting out the orb in middle. They have to respect it now. Gonna make some moves and potentially try to kick off a B split. There's a lot of players here to contest from GIANTX though.
Alright, want to clear that. The cause for the swing out is there. Toki will be shut down though by Miyori. A-Long still help. Oh, the TP in from behind here from Lush, but will it be enough?
Just doesn't finish it.
Whew, she doesn't actually, no.
Yeah, 4-on-5 for Falcons now, making their way up middle. I think they're just going to have to commit in towards B. You've already got the 2 pre-placed stars for Joliinaa to play in. Sarah's over here as well. No util left for her, though.
30 seconds left.
Not much to play with for the Sky. We do see here now the Rolling Thunder coming out. It's a beautiful angle. Held there by Sarah, but she will only find one. Miyori good for another.
One enemy remaining.
Plan trying to go through her. Eva will pick up another. Now Eva so extremely low. Trying to do more, but will go down to the snake bite. And that is Giants tying it up once again here.
Love the little protocol in middle. I mean, it's something you see all the time with that Viper Orb in mid. This initial play, flashing away through the orb and isolating the Raze up on male side. And the reason why that's untradeable for the attacking side is because there's a star inside of the orb and you pull the grab well. So you're essentially running into a Viper Orb where there's a grab well that you can't really tell is there. You can't really see. Anyone in front of the orb gets flashed and potentially pounced on by 2 or 3 players, and everyone behind the orb can't really do too much to help. So nice little protocol in middle to be able to disrupt a default there and catch the duelist trying to satchel out ahead or follow in the dog, something like that.
Yeah, something that we have seen in the past, and so is immediately being dealt with. I mean, Giants very adaptable, right? Like, you have to give them that. They are so incredibly good at adapting to what Falcons want to do. Orb will be collected here by madv, as now we see a lot of the players, well, pretty much every player from from Falcons Vega making it up to the tower. The operator will find one here. Sandra, though, will shut Sarah down in return. Operator finds another. Smurfette, they need to try and move her off this angle. Toki will succeed in doing just that. Now, still even here. We do see the plant going down here onto that A side. Toki managing to pick up that op on their side. As we do see Giants cautiously making their way on the side here. Ooh, beautifully done. once again here.
enemy
Toki.
remaining.
This operator has been incredibly powerful this round for both teams, as Falcons will be able to pick that up on a thrifty.
Last
Very
round
nicely
before the
done.
switch.
Yeah, massive round from them, just crossing A ramp with the cages, forcing their way up A heaven, and Smurfette kind of unassisted, really, left to anchor that A site, and you miss one shot with the operator, and it ends up in the hands of Toki. Bit of a nightmare scenario. Wasn't really the op that got all of the work done. It was great work from Toki, but it was even better shots from Luge on the Sheriff. A chance for Falcons to actually go up on the attacking side here. See if they can close this half out strong. All straight across A main. Toki getting isolated and losing her life early on. It's been a bit of a double-edged sword so far from Falcons. Either she's finding first pick or she's giving it up.
Cage trigger.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went down now. That she gave it up, and everybody on Falcons have made their way here to that B side plant. Trying to connect it here. Joliinaa still on site, waiting for that additional backup, which she will be finding here on Smurfette.
Player standing.
Trying to spray out through this alley. Eva picking up 3. That will be Falcons. That are having none of that.
Switching sides.
Not around for them.
7-5 on the attacking side at Split. Without even playing something like a double duelist, you'll take that every day of the week if you're Falcons. With their comp in particular, they'll have the Cypher to lean back on the defensive side. Not playing Cypher Viper, no double controller for Falcons, but still should be pretty confident with a comp like this. It's pretty stock standard. Just depends on whether you really want to be running the Breach or the Viper a lot of the time.
Goes here.
So looking like Sandra going to be given
This is a nice spot.
the responsibility of holding down this B site. Needs to aim a little left to hit that one way. And then should be all good. See where the knife's going to go for Ness. Falcons set up quite heavily to deny any kind of A control, but it's just a pretty slow defaulty kind of pistol around here for GIANTX, denying information on the A side of the map with the Viper wall and the Orb up. And making some moves in towards middle here, Joy.
That they are indeed. Falcons still biding their time though. Miyori holding down this angle so far, still by herself. Will be checked and taken down. Smurfette and the rest of her squad creeping their way up here. Lush still on the rafters. Will try to put some damage in. madv good for a 1. Tries to drop down as Lush will be shut down alongside her. Sandra now still standing tall. And Eva will be the nail in the coffin for GIANTX as Falcons are going 8 rounds to 5.
Yeah, nicely done. Continuing their good streak. I mean, they closed out the attacking half of Split really nicely. I think anyone would be happy with the 7-5 half, and then they get the pistol. First pistol on defense to boot.
This is a
Now
nice
into
spot.
the anti-eco, they'll be up 9-5. They should be feeling pretty confident about how this Split game's going, particularly after the confidence shaker that was Lotus. I think this will kind of steady the ship for Falcons in this lower bracket final.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like, you know, sometimes you just need to take that step back and realize, okay, maybe this wasn't our map today, but Split
Cover going out.
is going to be a different one, and it definitely is. It's looking like a completely different and absolutely more composed Falcons than we saw last time, as we do see Falcons once again a great opener with just kills coming out left, right, and center.
Yeah, good little protocol there. Shut down that B main play. Anchor playing around the site nicely. Supportive Sky Flash with the dark cover. Just breaking up the push. Great anti-eco for Falcons. And Eva's having another one of these games. She's had so many impactful rounds. Multi-frags in the mid-round, in the post-plants. If your Sky's feeling confident, it's going to be nightmares for GIANTX on this defensive side. Because I reckon, I mean, she's been left on the solo A role here. But I would really love to see her get active. Be one of the players to kind of do the mid traps. This is an interesting round here though. The camera spotting the feet in middle, and you're going to have the paranoia and the nade off the back of that. So nice little mid trap here on the bonus, but the KO knife just going to shut it down entirely. Luge now stuck in ropes. Ness has played around that absolutely perfectly. There's no way that Falcons can rely on that setup anymore.
absolutely. That gets shut down right in its tracks. So we do see Trailblazer coming out. Doesn't really find a lot of information here for Falcons just yet. A loop around here.
Yeah, look at Toki though. All the way in spawn. They've taken all of the A control, and it's a 4-player stack over on this B site from Falcons here. This is going to be very difficult for GIANTX if they get this round done, but the longer they take, the closer the flank gets.
Look at Toki. I think she's going to catch Ness absolutely in the back. And she will take her out quite convincingly. But she will be stopped in her tracks here by, a majority of players. As we now see the Giants making their way in
30
here.
seconds left.
Cage.
Now trade here back and forth. The cage gets triggered. madv finds another. Will be shut down here.
Down
Lush will pick
B.
up another one as well. As Miyori does
One
fall
enemy
before
remaining.
she takes out
Last
another.
player standing.
Nice swing here from Sarah. But will not be taking the upper hand as Lush is good for 3 kills this round. Falcons are upping their lead.
Yeah, this is just domination. Timeout immediately from GIANTX. I mean, the round started so well for them. The knife over onto rope side shut down that mid trap, but the push off the back of the dog over on the A side of the map, you had Toki get deep into spawn, and with the amount of time that it took for GIANTX to get themselves organized, as you mentioned, that flank came in from Toki. Even though it's only a 1-for-1, the information that it got and the ability for Falcons to rotate into strong positions off the back of that just allows them to win that bonus round. Immediately breaks the money in the first gun round of GIANTX and puts Falcons in a position where now they go into an anti-eco and they're potentially going up 11-5 on the defensive side of Split against a GIANTX who, you know, aren't playing double duelists or anything like that. But, you know, I think very, very difficult position to be in for GIANTX. I'm interested to see how this next gun round goes for them in round number 17, at least for this one. I know no big impact ults, probably down onto Sheriff half armor. Really, the name of the game for them is to just try to get some kills, farm up the ult economy, take some guns away from Falcons, and then try to climb this mountain of a comeback.
Yeah, and it definitely is a mountain to climb by the looks of it. Just a hero bulldog coming through here for GIANTX on Miyori.
I got yous, okay?
Never mind. Nope, we're going with the Guardian. Miyori, it has had a very good round here. Has been able to get a lot done on the Viper. Now, Smurfette doing a Toki here with the double satchel very, very confidently onto the towers here. Trying to get a little bit of info here. So we do see Sandra holding it down there, but will not be able to get more than one as madv has arrived to the scene now. We'll find the blind, swings out, picks up another one alongside Toki here. Miyori is still trying to hold down this angle, will be shut down as well, as it just is Sarah, the last man or woman, standing here.
What?
Wait a minute! The last woman standing here for GIANTX, but actually manages to take up madv when she had no business doing so at all.
Oh, that's rough. Peeking out with the aftershock in hand. The paranoia's caught her full blind, and she's wide peeking elbow. I don't blame madv. Not something that you're going to be ready for. End of the day, though, I think GIANTX will be quite happy with that round. They take 3 guns away from Falcons. Now heading into the next gun round. See what they're able to achieve. Another big game from Eva here. Seen her have some fantastic games. I remember the series against Valiant. She was absolutely out of control. Seeker's online here for GIANTX. Showstopper for Toki, who's looking to contest A main early on, but the knife is going to shut that down in combination with the Gravwell. Looking for the recontest here. There's going to be a big fight for B main. Actually, no. GIANTX choosing to give that up, but Falcons in the 3-1-1 here will definitely have to either go and take some info towards B main or start to get a bit of a rotation on smoke to male side. GIANTX going to go over towards ropes, and here's his info gathering. The paint shells and the dog going to push Joliinaa back for now.
I've got your trail.
Yeah, Seekers will be committed here as well, just to try and get as much information as possible. As now the move is being made towards that A side here. Sandra to get first contact, first blood. We'll find another one here. The neural theft immediately being committed as well. Just to try and close out this round. Sandra here finds another, finds a fourth. Give this girl an ace already. Joliinaa, last one standing here for Giants. Creeping her way down here through the smoke.
1 on 5.
Need that back.
Not much to do for her, I think. Maybe farm up the
Sandra?
cosmic by getting one more. No,
Will be
no
shut
ace for
down.
Sandra. Unfortunate,
No.
but that was just as good as an ace, if you ask me, Joy. That's
point.
exactly what you want from your site anchor Cypher. You can see the majority of Falcons were a little out of position because they stacked up so heavily towards the A site, but she just plays this perfectly, disrupting the push. First pick over onto Heaven side, throws the cage down on the fly, backside of elbow. She had an extra cage sitting in the back pocket for later in the round, and she uses it so perfectly
That goes there.
to force Smurfette forward, isolate that one-on-one, and then a 4K. Not only is she buying so much time for the rotations, but she's just shutting down the push single-handedly.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic spacing coming out here from Sandra. What a way to drag the team to match point here on split.
You are
Solution
divided.
no command coming through now as well. Cosmic divide. Everything and the kitchen sink gets thrown at it as we do see Ness get shut down here. Will be able to get powered up if a teammate arrives in time. If they have the chance though.
Spike down B.
But they will not
Defenders
be
win.
getting that chance. Falcons Vega